Quick video today, it's a two-parter. On Friday, I have my Judgment review, and that's a must-have hand cannon. There's a lot to go through with that one. Also punching out, a couple more weapon reviews, more are coming. But with today's video, instead of making two separate videos, I wanted to combine them. Save you some time, save me some time. And I said that I had some videos I wanted to make, but was busy with patch notes, reviews, and more. We have a long season until Witch Queen, so now is a perfect time to talk about a couple builds. One is a very odd, kind of powerful, kind of weird interaction, a Skyburner's Oath build. Both of these are for PvE, and after I talk about that, that's going to transfer right over into the second build. It's about the Sunbracers. I believe that the Sunbracers one is one of the best grenade builds in the game. Get your Adrenaline Junkie weapons ready. So first with the Skyburner's Oath. Yes, you saw correctly, you heard correctly, the Skyburner's Oath. What is considered the worst exotic in the game, a little meme weapon, which is kind of true, but the evolution of the build system within the game turns this into something niche and special. Let's remember what Skyburners does for the Empire trait. This weapon fires full auto, does extra damage to Cabal, and penetrates phalanx shields. Intrinsic exotic trait, Slug Rifle. This weapon lobs large, explosive seeking slugs when you're firing from the hip. When you aim down sights, the slugs travel fast and straight with a higher damage and a lower rate of fire. So in Cabal heavy activities, it's gonna be best utilized there. But the main thing about it is the explosive slug. Also remember what they've done to primary ammo. It's infinite. It's a scout. You can be in safety. From the hip, the rapid fire mode makes very quick work of adds, especially the Cabal adds. You're going to be using a solar subclass. Could be Sunspot Titan, Dawnblade, Gunslinger. I do prefer Bottom Tree Dawnblade. Skyburner was kind of a low-key option because it was found out that it can make Warmind cells. But now with the well system, it does even better. You want 4 solar armor pieces, and the last piece can be anything. Elemental Ordnance, defeating a combatant with a grenade spawns a matching elemental well. Explosive Well Maker, rapidly defeating combatants with explosive damage spawns a solar elemental well. Bountiful Wells, pound for pound the best well mod. Elemental well mods that cause you to spawn elemental wells can now stack, spawning additional wells for each additional copy of the mod you have equipped. Wrath of Rasputin, solar splash damage, final blows have a chance to spawn a Warmind cell, then global reach. The cell detonation has bigger damage and the distance is amplified. Bountiful Wells is from the level 15 Wayfinder rank up, and that's this season's Wayfinder's Compass. You can definitely make this build work without it, but it makes it 10 times better. You just substitute in another well mod. It's extremely tough to do, but forget just for a moment that Skyburner's a meme. View it more as a vessel to your build. It kind of flows through it. Because the explosive slug damage on a primary, it's throwing out elemental wells and Warmind cells, using it from a distance, using the full auto tracking to hip fire shots on adds, shooting cells with global reach, grabbing wells for abilities. And it's not even really too limiting. This setup's going to depend on what the artifact has to offer and the activity that you're doing. Obviously, again, best versus Cabal. But I still have particle deconstruction. I still have that jacked linear fusion for damage. I still have a 1-2 punch shotgun. Just using the Skyburners from safety if I need to, mowing through adds, getting those two key benefits, the wells and the cells. If future artifacts don't have something like particle deconstruction, this loses appeal. Because using your exotic slot on something like Skyburners, it's a very mindful, conscious decision. You need something else to make it all work together. And there's no doubt in my mind that if there is something with the artifact that does something similar, any 6-man party activity that they come out with like Battlegrounds, Override, remember all the way back to Menagerie, this will do great. Just hip firing everything, being in the back with safety, can go through the phalanx shields and Cabal activities, it can have a use, just making wells and cells. But what does even better is this Sunbracers build. It's also going to be using Bottom Tree Dawnblade, that's key. And this has become my favorite class in the game. I use it in PvE and PvP all the time, every day. Saving the best for last here, and there are probably some viewers out there like, oh my god, this YouTuber trying to tell me that Skyburners is OP, dislike, I'm out. No, just exploring the game, letting you know that a build is there. It's a pretty cool interaction. The real meat of the video is going to go to the Sunbracers. Above all, Sunbracers are a melee exotic, a melee build. You need the charged melee to get its exotic perk going, and that perk is Helium Spirals. Increased duration of solar grenades. Charged solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief time. That's what you want. That's the center of your build. This is paired with the amazing reworked Bottom Tree Igniting Touch. Defeating burning combatants causes them to explode, setting other enemies on fire, and when they burn out, they explode as well, just chaining and chaining. So for the build, it's the same theme with 2 important changes. You keep Elemental Ordnance. Of course, you're going to be throwing grenades. You're going to be defeating a lot of combatants with grenades, and that's going to spawn a solar elemental well. Bountiful Wells. More wells when you get them to spawn. Explosive Well Maker. Explosions are going to be everywhere. Those are going to be spawning elemental wells. Still have on particle deconstruction, then elemental charge. Become charged with light by picking up an elemental well. If that elemental well type matches your subclass, you gain 2 stacks of charged with light. All wells are going to be solar, so they're going to be ×2 stacked. Last piece arc, I have it on my chest piece, heavy-handed. While charged with light, regain half of your melee energy when you use your charged melee ability, consuming 1 stack of charged with light. You have an extremely lethal loop here. Very good with high enemy density. You will straight up clear, I mean clear areas. The solar grenades last longer. Those solar grenade kills from elemental ordnance spawns wells. All those explosions from the chaining, explosive well maker is spawning wells. And then bountiful wells makes more wells. Again, you can make this work without bountiful wells, but it's definitely the top pick. The loop consists of getting that melee off, throwing grenades everywhere, chaining kills. All of those kills everywhere is spawning wells. As you pick up the wells, it's getting you charged with light. And there's only one thing to spend it on. No taking charge to get charged with light from picking up orbs. The only way to get charged with light is to pick up that well, and the only way to spend that charge is to throw out the charged melee. So you throw out the melee, regain half of that energy back, start heaving solar grenades everywhere, you weave through the carnage, pick up all those wells that were dropped, and guess what? That's enough ability energy to get that melee charged back up. You have that charged melee again, you have stacks of charged with light again, it's crazy. All the explosions from Bottom Tree Dawn, or any weapon like Skyburners, doing what we talked about in the previous section of the video, is dropping the ability energy wells. Not to mention, adding things from the artifact like Withering Heat, cause damage with a solar ability to weaken champions. Thermoclastic Strike, solar stasis melees disrupt champions, strong against overload. Fire and Ice, defeating a champion spawns multiple solar and stasis wells. Well of Potency, picking up matching elemental wells, which they're all going to be solar, grants you super energy. Thermoclastic Blooming, defeating a combatant with a solar or stasis melee creates an orb of power. Focusing Lens, your light abilities do bonus damage to combatants affected by stasis. There's a ton of routes to go, and of course, this is going to be really, really good with Adrenaline Junkie. At the making of this video, there's a rumored This Week at Bungie coming up involving abilities, and I really wonder what they've done, or if things like this are going to be heavily affected. If that's the case, new builds are going to have to be made, but I'm telling you right now, this Sunbracers build is wild currently. You can do a lot with it, very fun to do. Something like this is very universal. We currently have the particle deconstruction. Usually a weapon type will get this treatment within the artifact. And who knows, maybe in the future, scout rifles might get overload or anti-barrier, and skyburners could become useful. I think we have a 6-man activity coming up with the 30th anniversary. Depending on how the abilities This Week at Bungie go, that update, this is going to be my go-to for it, so mess around with the Skyburner if you want, but definitely try out Sunbracers. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. If you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuff Gaming. Use the link down below and my code COOL at checkout for a discount. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with me. Next video is Friday about Judgment. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.